This is the Human Operating System Lab, where we learn how humans work, so we can build better lives, make better decisions, and help the people around us do the same. This is emotion lesson number 2, where emotion comes from. Why can two people encounter the same situation and feel something entirely different? One person enters a crowded room and feels excitement. Another feels anxiety. Another feels curiosity. The circumstances may be nearly identical. The emotion is not. Why? Because circumstances are only part of the system. Emotion is generated within the person experiencing them. To understand where emotion comes from, we have to look at what happens between an event and what we feel. Your nervous system is constantly receiving information. Light, sound, temperature, movement, sensations from within the body. But receiving information is not the same as perceiving what is happening. A pattern of light becomes a face. A vibration becomes a voice. Movement becomes someone approaching. Your nervous system organizes sensory information into something it can recognize. And much of this happens before conscious thought. You do not simply receive the world. Your nervous system constructs a perception of it, and that perception becomes part of the foundation from which emotion is generated. But recognizing what something is not the same as determining what it means. Imagine walking alone at night. You hear footsteps behind you. Your body becomes alert. The footsteps grow closer. Then you turn and recognize someone you know. The sound did not change. What it meant to you did. And with that change in meaning, your emotional experience can change almost immediately. Events do not arrive with emotions attached to them. Your nervous system evaluates their significance, danger, safety, loss, opportunity, connection, rejection, uncertainty. Meaning helps shape the emotion that follows. Your nervous system is not only interpreting what is happening now, it is also anticipating what may happen next. The brain is constantly making predictions. Most never enter conscious awareness. It uses what it already knows to prepare for what it expects. If something approaches quickly, you prepare. If someone's expression suddenly changes, you notice. If an expected sound never comes, your attention may sharpen. Your nervous system is continuously comparing what it expected with what actually occurred. When the two differ, emotion can become particularly strong. Surprise is an obvious example. But prediction participates in far more of emotional life than surprise alone. We respond not only to what is happening, but also to what we expected to happen. And where do many of those expectations come from? Experience. Every encounter gives the nervous system something to learn from. Some experiences become explicit memories. Others become associations, patterns, expectations. A child frightened by a dog may later become uneasy around another dog, even when that dog presents no danger. Someone who repeatedly experienced warmth and safety in a particular place may feel at ease simply returning there. The present moment may be new. But the nervous system does not arrive empty-handed. It brings the past with it. Memory helps us interpret the present and anticipate what may come next. And all of this occurs within a body. The nervous system is receiving information from inside the body as well as from the world around it. Heart rate, breathing, hunger, fatigue, pain, temperature, hormonal activity, energy availability. These signals become part of the context in which a situation is experienced. Consider a difficult conversation. Have it when you are rested, fed, and physically comfortable. and you may experience it one way. Have the same conversation after very little sleep, while hungry and already under physical strain, and you may experience it quite differently. The conversation changed very little. The system receiving it did. The body is not separate from emotional experience. It participates in shaping it. So where does emotion come from? Not from one place, and not from one cause. At any given moment, your nervous system is receiving information from the world and from within your body. It organizes that information into perception. It draws upon memory. It anticipates what may happen next. It evaluates what the situation means. And it does all of this within the biological condition of the body at that moment. These processes are not isolated. They interact continuously. And from that interaction, emotion is generated. It happens so quickly that emotion can seem to simply appear. But speed is not simplicity. A symphony reaches you as a single piece of music, while many instruments are producing it at once. Emotion is much the same. What we experience as a single emotion may reflect an entire system working together. This gives us an important distinction. Emotion is internally generated but externally informed. The outside world matters. What happens to us matters. Other people matter. Our circumstances matter. But circumstances do not arrive inside us as emotion. They provide information. Your nervous system receives that information, combines it with information from within the body, interprets its significance, and generates an emotional response. This is why two people can stand in the same room, hear the same words, experience the same event, and feel something different. They may share the circumstances, but they do not share the same nervous system, the same body, the same memories, the same expectations, or the same history. The world provides the circumstances. The person encounters them as an entire system. Emotion arises from that encounter. Understanding where emotion comes from gives us a different way to observe what we feel. Instead of asking only, "What am I feeling?" we can also ask, "What might be contributing to this feeling? What did I perceive? What meaning did I assign? What was I expecting? What am I remembering? What condition is my body in?" These questions are not attempts to dismiss emotion. They are not attempts to argue with it. And they are not attempts to make an uncomfortable emotion disappear. They are attempts to understand it. Because emotion has context. It has inputs. It has history. And when we learn to observe those influences, we begin to understand not only what we feel, but something about how that feeling came to be. We do not need to become less emotional. We need to become better observers and wiser stewards of emotion. This is the Human Operating System Lab.